and welcome back to Melbourne Survivor Playing with Fire, episode 3 recap, intuition and vibes. Let me tell you, there is a lot to say, so let's get straight into it. Please welcome Ethan and Jules.
Hi, Dani.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Jules.
Hey.
Back
Hey.
again.
Back again.
Excited to be
Back a
here.
longer episode this time, which is nice.
Good.
Finally.
Longer.
I'm surprised it
No.
came out, to be honest.
Oh,
I just check.
We're throwing punches straight away. All right.
Look, I mean, after a 12-minute episode last week, like anything could happen. Like we could just be talking to ourselves this week with no episode, no boot, So...
I mean, look, the challenge lasted longer than 12 seconds. That's a good start.
Much
A great
longer than
start.
12
It went from
seconds.
the shortest challenge ever to one of the longest.
Yeah, the longest ever. And we'll get to that. Let's not
Yeah.
jump ahead. I want to start off by saying that it's hilarious that the post-game / post-trouble debrief was the cast making the same points about the challenge that we did last week.
Yeah.
They were walking back to camp being like, it could have been girls versus boys. We could have done best of 3. We could have done making the exact
There were
same points
options
that we did
there.
last week. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I was glad to see that the players were actually like, this challenge kind of questionable.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a lot of bullshit.
Because he gave us some validation.
Yeah, I was like, well, at least we're on the money. At least it's not just our thoughts. We speak for the people.
We do. That's what we're here for.
All right, start. Tell me what you think.
I mean,
I have a lot of thoughts.
All right.
Look, I will start by saying that I did enjoy the episode.
Yes.
I'll put that out there because by the end of this, you guys are going to think I hated every minute of it because I have a lot to say.
Yep.
There are a lot of issues, but overall, good episode.
Yeah. There's some interesting choices.
Choices.
That are made. Both cast and crew.
Agreed.
All right, so let's jump in. So morale at Yellow Fuego is high. Max loves his rice and rentals and just wants to keep winning. He also gets shit on by a bird.
I mean, that's good luck, isn't it?
Is it? Getting shit
That's
on a
what
bird
people
doesn't
say.
sound like
I think
good
it's
luck.
just because it is
I
shit
don't
when
think
you
it's
get
on
shit
your
on by
head.
birds.
It's only like shooting your head and it's good luck.
That would have been bad luck when you can't shower.
True.
Ugh.
I think for Max, that's almost the most we've seen on him. Right now, if the season were to end, you'd be like, Max, what's the most memorable thing that happened? Was be a bird shitting on him.
But he's a really nice guy.
He is really nice,
He's a
and
nice
he
guy,
hasn't
gets
been to
shit.
tribal yet. So,
Yeah.
Can't really...
He's got a bromance with CK.
Got a bromance with CK. Something tells me that CK's he's wanting the bromance and Max is just here for it. So it's sort of like the I sort of get the CK's like the soccer captain and Max is just a really good player and he just wants to be friends with the really good players. Anyway, I don't know, just making things up, but
Yeah, no, I see that.
can you see that a little bit?
I know what you mean.
Analogy,
You know what I
but
mean? Okay.
I like it. I'll pay it.
Look.
That's fine.
Gotta try.
And then they have a win and they interview him and he's like, we all gave it our 110%. We did the best we could, blah, blah, and says, this generic stuff because he doesn't want to say he's awesome.
Thanks for backing me up, Jules. I appreciate it.
I got you.
Thank you.
We get Ma being symbolized by a kookaburra.
I see that.
We see footage of a kangaroo fight, which was
That was
cool.
awesome.
I wanted to see more. I'm not gonna lie. I seriously wanted to see more of the kangaroos fighting, and it just brought me back to I don't know what season it was. One of the earlier ones, with I think one of the oldest players winning. They were out in somewhere with elephants and stuff, and
Gabon,
yeah, Survivor Gabon. And there's so much wildlife, and you're just there watching
That was cool. I
elephants
will
and
give that
stuff.
to Gabon. That seeing the wildlife was cool, but that's about all I'll give
Yeah.
Gabon.
So that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see these kangaroos fight. So a bit sad that we only got the start and not the end, but it's all good.
It is fun to see some strategy talk.
Yeah, Annabelle talking
which is
about
nice. Yeah, so what Ma wants to develop a friendship with Brady and Chloe because she can see that they're on the bottom, but she also mainly wants to do it because she wants to find out what the fuck CK is saying, because you can see there's a little bit of mistrust there, and that she wants to protect Laurel.
Well, she's got good intuition, to go back to the title, because CK wants to kick her out of the alliance and bring Brady in.
Correct. Yeah, well, see, Annabelle calls CK aggressive in terms of pulling people to talk strategy.
And Annabelle's not having it.
No.
She doesn't want to be in the dude club.
No, she doesn't want to be the only girl in that foursome.
Yeah.
She knows she'd be fourth, I think.
Yeah. The
which
CK
is interesting because, like, alliance. We see it, like... Oh, sorry?
I was saying, yeah, as Annabelle's looking into it, the CK alliance, and she's sort of there as a number to him. So...
Yeah, true. Annabelle doesn't take a backseat to anybody. Let's be fair. Annabelle is just like, no.
She's driving the car.
I like that Annabelle is keeping that relationship with Ma, and also, like she said in the first episode, she wants to work with Rosie because they have that mutual connection in Kate, which I think is a great strategy. Like any reason that you have to bond with someone, and if it's, and like she even said, not to jump ahead, but later in the episode she was saying, you know, she wants to connect with people who know Kate, even if Kate isn't around when she gets to, like, when they get to merge, it's still that link.
Yes.
Which I think is really a really good way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's reading the game very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some really smart players on the Yellow Tribe, and at this point, none of them are gone to Tribal Council, and yet half the tribe at least are playing the game to a degree which will be looking out for themselves. And I can't wait until the game progresses more and we can sort of really see their individual games play out and actually have an effect on a vote. But it's fun to see that people are playing the game and hard, especially CK.
Well, I mean, you have time.
The Yellow Tribe.
If you're not going to Tribal Council, you have time to chat. You have time to talk. Like, it's like LRGs are so fast paced. If you're not going to Tribal Council, you have time to, like, develop the relationships, talk normally about normal stuff, but then also, like, get into Ginny shush. Tell Ginny to be quiet. But, like, actually, like, get in the depths of the game. Like, actually talk about, I like this person. Who over there do we think we could work with? And talking about what you're expecting from the game, which is exciting. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's been made pretty clear by the edit and by Annabelle that CK is playing the game the hardest. And I think that's which we expected, and I'm here for it. Like, play the game hard. You know, if that's who you are and that's your personality, like, live up to it, play hard, see what happens. Hopefully you can get further in the game because of it. And not let it be something.
But is he playing hard or is he playing too hard?
Yeah,
well, we don't know
There's a fine line.
We don't know yet, though. Like, we don't know because everyone, like, is saying, but everyone's conversations also are around CK, so he's involved in every little pot.
Yeah, the only person on Yellow who we're not really seeing what their point of view is Chloe. I think everyone else has given us something about what they're thinking. I don't really know what Chloe's thinking at this point.
Yeah,
we see a little bit more from her later in the episode, which we can get to. But at this moment in time, before the swap, not a lot.
And that leads into, I think it was Laurel and Chloe having a conversation, and Laurel's trying to talk some strategy or trying to get, like, the ball rolling, trying to get.
Got the first eye roll from Laurel. I was here for it.
And I'm here for that, like, 100%. Like, I enjoy seeing people, like, one, you're having a conversation to someone else, you know, you're trying to act engaged, and then as soon as, like, it's their turn to talk, you're just so disengaged and the eyes start rolling.
Oh, baby.
Perfect.
Oh, baby.
Perfect.
Absolutely. It's so frustrating. Like, especially if, like, you're, like, we said last week, like, the Ro was talking about seeing them on the bottom, and he knows that those are the other two who are on the bottom of that, and, like, wanting to reach out to those people so that they can not be picked off by the people who are at the top of the hierarchy, and then to get nothing in return. So frustrating. Like, you're just like, fucking give me something, please.
Yeah, the confessional with the I think it was like the sauce, and you're trying to shake it out, and whatever it was. That was
hitting them on the bottom. Yeah.
The Royals Confessionals, top tier so
Oh,
far.
Top tier,
Love it.
100%. Yeah,
And
100%. So memeable.
What a
It's hilarious.
considering we've seen 1,000 confessionals in 3 episodes, I mean, surely some of them have to be iconic. And
hers every time. Hers are
Every
iconic.
time.
I will, and I have more comments about it later.
The person I want to go to her for everything. Like, she
What's
can
your
narrate
opinion?
the whole show. I'd be here
Yeah.
for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be
This
fantastic.
job might be getting taken sometime soon.
Fantastic. And then we also learned from her that she likes Maya and Rosie, and that she will not flip on them, which we see come to fruition shortly. All right, so then we get to the swap, which was a fake immunity.
Yes.
Which is before we even get to the intricacies of the swap,
Mm-hmm.
the fake swap instructions are also super confusing. Like,
yeah, it was like,
Liz looks
you don't know what the
confused.
challenge is. It's going to be a timed thing.
Yeah, but
Mello
Liz looks
picks two
confused
people.
saying it. The cast look confused listening to her. It's just a shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in retrospect, if it's executed well, and Liz, I think Liz, like, I don't think you did a great job of presenting that sort of fake twist. However, as I said, if it's executed well, I think it's entertaining and it's fun and enjoyable to watch. And
Yeah, I like a challenge fake out.
Yeah. Great. Absolutely.
Fuck it. Why not? Let's just
let's
throw
do
that
it.
in there.
Yeah, but it just was like, what?
What's happening?
Liz said, excuse me. Liz, look.
Like, we
Sorry,
adore you,
Liz.
but like, we didn't call you on it. We just didn't.
You're not going to like some of the stuff I've got to say. I don't know about the
It
other
was
two.
confusing. I'm sorry. All right, before we get into the swap, we have people being like, Chloe and Brady never felt like they were on the bottom.
That means that the rest of the group were doing a good job.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
We never felt in danger from all the wins. That's fair.
That's fair.
I mean, it's
right. So they're
the people in the.
They never had to go to war. No one had swung at anybody. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. From our perspective, from the edit, it seems like there was a core 5, and then it was, and then there was Chloe, Brady, and a mix between like Laurel being on the outs. So
yeah, it's sort of like at first we were like, is Laurel the 5th member of the alliance, or is it Rosie? Is Laurel 6th? We don't know.
Yeah. What I liked, just coming back to the tribe swap, is Liz, we just gave you a bit of flack for that sort of fake out immunity challenge, but I did really like some of the questions that you asked about both tribes coming in, and obviously
that
the
was
yellow
your complaint
tribe,
last time that we didn't see much of that.
It's true. You asking them like, I can't remember what you asked, to be honest, but you asked a few questions like what people's thoughts were and stuff like that. And that's what I want to see. I want to see more of their perspective, especially from the tribe that didn't go to tribal council. You know, they're surprised to see this person go home. You know, how are they feeling going into this challenge? Obviously, Red said they were like still ready to win. So yeah, and then tribe swap.
Yeah, surprise. Surprise. Yeah.
So I called it.
Yes, you did.
Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much.
Well done. Yeah, very good. Very good.
All right, and then we get to what I would like to call. Oh, sorry.
Hold on.
We do see CK talk about throwing a challenge. Should become a swap.
Right.
So I get some brownie points there because I said that CK will want to throw a challenge if they hadn't gone to tribal soon. Didn't get to.
Well done. All right, you two. Well done.
All right.
Yeah.
I would just like to say.
Point
I haven't called shit yet, but all right. I will call this.
You call actually something that happened. So well done. Great read.
Let's go.
Well done.
And I'm glad it happened, to be honest. Like I wanted it to happen. You know, so, like generally speaking, the season is preset with things that will happen, twists and whatever. So for, let's just say, for example, they didn't have a tribe swap in there. Yellow, I'm just gonna say, would have dominated every challenge, and red just would have, their numbers would have dwindled, and it probably would have been pretty boring. So to see there was a tribe swap, I'm here for it. And the schoolyard pick, what do you guys think of that?
This was the most unfair tribe swap in the history of Survivor. I would like to start. Sorry, I'm going to rant, and I apologize. Normally, when someone says that Survivor's unfair, I sort of say, well, you know what? Life's not fair. Survivor's not fair, whatever. This was next level unfair. You start by having the two captains come from the same tribe. You let them pick every single person, and you make it, they can choose anyone they want. You set it up so that both tribes were going to have a yellow advantage, and both the yellow people in each group were going to be in an alliance with each other. There was going to be no opportunity for the red minority to find cracks, because there weren't going to be cracks to find because they got there in their own alliances. This was so unfair. Like, I couldn't see a scenario where someone from Original Red wasn't going to go home here.
Oh, absolutely. It was ridiculous.
If you're going to do a schoolyard pick, which is fine, you make sure it's one captain from each tribe. You make them have to pick someone from the other tribe.
Yeah.
And then the next pick chooses, they don't pick one after the other. It goes, Dani chooses Ethan, and then Ethan chooses the next person, who's maybe me, and then I pick the next. But you do it like that, and then they're not allowed to talk to each other. It means that you're going to have cracks, but instead you've got both groups have 4 yellows that are tight. They're not going to turn on each other. There's no crack to form. There's no people on the bottom that are going to be looking the jump. It's all people that are working together.
Yep.
Yeah, Dani, could you just bring up Liz's comments in the chat? She's trying to reply to Jules here.
I wanted Jules to rant before we put it.
Okay, Liz, I do get Red had the opportunity to say yes first. It still would have ended up the same way though. It still would have been slightly better, but also they didn't know what they were getting in for. There's no way that it should have been 2 captains from the same tribe.
Yeah.
I thought they were putting 2 people up for
a challenge.
A challenge.
Yeah.
Not for a tribe swap. Not to be captains of picking tribes.
Yeah.
But that's different.
And look, I think the best way to do a tribe swap is to have it completely random. Have a rock draw, have a whatever. See what happens.
Yeah. New buffs.
And make it that it might not necessarily be even. Make it so that you could end up in a situation where one tribe is, all the original red and a yellow. That would have been so cool. But make it completely random. This way made it that it put red at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Thank you, Luca.
I agree.
Jules and her iconic rant should be a weekly segment. They are.
True.
They are a weekly segment.
That's why we're here. I don't hold back.
Chloe she said it worked in her favor because it ruined CK and Annabelle's alliance.
Yeah, you know whose favorite didn't work in? All of red.
Yes. Yeah. For yellow, it's great.
Yeah. So, if it's random, at least at that point, or if you, as Jules said, if you have one captain from either side, and then you go in that process of the next person then chooses, and
you have to pick someone from the opposite tribe.
At least it balances out the tribes a little bit better, and you're not going to potentially see a yellow majority on both tribes. And personally, that's why I like random. The schoolyard pick adds another element to the game, which I also like. I just don't think the way that you guys did it was the best way to do it. And hint,
sorry, I'm just reading Laurel's comment.
Rant, top 2 anime fights. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and look, I think look, there are players that get swap screwed. It happens a lot, but a good player can work their way out of it. They can find cracks. They can get someone to flip, but there was no way of that happening here.
Yeah. I mean, not that we saw anyway, just going a little bit further forward, we'll come back, but we didn't see a lot of conversation, and that's something that we'll talk about after we've discussed the challenge, but we see a lot of confessionals and not a lot of conversation in the edit. So it's really hard to know where people are coming from, who they're talking to, who said to who, vote this, vote that. Even if people say vote Ash, and maybe it is a little bit more clear in the edit that Ash is going home, I still want to know what's going on behind the scenes. I still want to see the conversations being had. So
yeah, like I want to see John and Caitlin discussing whether they should vote with the new majority or whether they should try and stick together and put their three votes on someone else. Sorry.
Come back. Let's not jump too far ahead. We'll come back because we haven't even got the challenge yet. All right, so let's break down the team. So Lorella,
Justice for Tash in the picking, by the way. What the fuck? Why was she last?
Yeah, ridiculous. So we've got.
I'm a Tash stan over here.
Yeah, 100%. Tash is fantastic. We stand. Lorella and Chloe are team captains. Chloe, because she was the first one named from the Yellow Tribe.
Look, they did a snake draft, so I think that was a good way to avoid any advantage to picking first. Although when Tash is the last pick, that's an advantage as well. So, you know.
Yeah. Chloe picks CK straight off the bat. Laurel then gets to pick 2 people?
Yeah, so it's a snake draft.
I don't know the fuck is it. Okay, anyway.
So that means basically it means that like the first round, Chloe picks first, and then the second round, Laurel picks first. So it means that she gets 2 together, and that's why Chloe gets 2 together. It makes more sense when there's more than 2 people, but it's a snake.
You're right, okay. Laurel then picks Rosie and Ma. Chloe picks Brady and Max. Annabelle is picked last from Yellow Fuego, which is very interesting.
She's not having that.
I was so happy she was picked last. I'm not going to lie. Just because, like, if anyone's going to be picked last on Yellow and have something to say about it, it's going to be Annabelle.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And again, we'll get to that, but like, I would have loved to see some more confessionals from her post-swap. But anyway, but she was picked alongside Caitlin, who's the first pick from Red.
Yep.
Dale and Kate go Yellow. Laurel picks Ash and John, and then Tash is picked last from Red Fuego. So we've got Yellow is now Chloe, CK, Brady, Max, Dale, Kate, and Tash.
That's a stacked tribe.
It's a stacked tribe.
I just lost my notes.
I don't see them losing.
Yeah, it's a very stacked tribe, 100%. And then Red is Laurel, Ma, Rosie, Annabelle, Kaylin, Ash, and John.
And she picked based on, who can walk the runway. So
yes. Yes.
I mean, the first 2 picks were like her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with those 2.
Yeah.
But you need to win challenges. So that's where I'm going next if I'm captain.
Yes.
So by that point, they'd already gotten CK, Brady, and Max already on the Yellow Tribe before Laurel had her sort of second pick. So at that point, it was just Yellow dominant in at least I'd say physical attributes. So I can't see Yellow losing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
This is asking what we thought of Chloe's picks.
I think they're great.
I think she picked as well as she could have, really. I think CK was a good first pick. He's someone that's in control. And he's obviously making her feel really comfortable. And then after that, she picks the 2 strongest people left on her tribe, including Brady, who we see her being very close to. I think she picked very well.
She said CK picked from the Red once they got to Yellow. Once the Yellows were done, they got big Red, which is interesting.
Doesn't surprise me.
No, but I also think it's very interesting that she because we see the comment before where she talked about that she got to split up CK and Annabelle. So that's very strategic, very interesting. Because we obviously saw those as quite a tight pair in the beginning. So props to her for splitting that dynamic duo up. Matt, I don't know whether to take you seriously or not when you say CK is always very helpful. I feel like CK is always opinionated, but that's okay. And you know what? We hear CK is very happy with the swap. It could not have worked better.
Yeah,
for Yellow.
Yeah, for Yellow and for Yellow in its entirety and the new Yellow Tribe. Most they're sitting pretty. Some people get tribe fucked, but for the majority, it seems like there's only a few people that are not really sitting pretty, which is unfortunate, which makes me think that Red's going to get slowly eliminated on the Red Tribe, the OG Reds, and then we're going to go into the merge, and it's going to be a Yellow bloodbath, and it's going to leave a few Reds to
I would love to see New Yellow go to tribal because we have Tash and Brady who both have the clue to the expiring idol, which we know that Tash believes that it's the rock. We don't really know what Brady thinks it is. So if they both think it's the rock, then is it going to be a matter of who goes to vote first? I think that'll be really interesting.
So interesting.
That is interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Because if Tash thinks that's what it is, and if she's right and she manages to get it, then yeah, they'll be able to use that, and the three of them should be able to come out on top.
Yeah, that's super interesting. It also like leads me to think that even though we haven't seen it in the edit, the previous challenges there's been an idol. So if there was another idol at this challenge and I'm put onto the new red, I'm fucking running for the idol. So I'm not sure whether it's there or whether they're still doing it, but if I'm in the red minority on the new red tribe, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing the challenge. I'm getting myself an idol and I'm putting it in my pocket.
Especially when, like, not to jump ahead too much, but they were so far behind. It's like, all right, we're not winning this. Where's that fucking idol? I'm going.
Yeah.
At that point,
Can someone in the chat tell us, did they do the idol again at this challenge?
I feel like I also would have like put myself on being a thrower, so I can just go straight away. Like they can all like, you can do the obstacle course. I'm gonna run for that fucking idol. Be back in time to run. Like to throw.
I said no. Sad.
Okay.
I wonder. Yeah, it is a shame. I would have liked to have seen that, but
Idol was gone for third challenge. Okay. So we're back at Yellow Fuego.
Also, the challenge. I enjoyed the challenge. Like, sorry,
but
just
they haven't got not a challenge yet. Like we're like,
I'm not at the challenge yet. Oh, you're right. Sorry.
After the swap, that's when we said we learned that CK is happy. Couldn't have worked out better. And then we get a very different take from Chloe in terms of being in the Boys Alliance and that 4. Annabelle and Chloe see that very differently because Chloe believes that the boys would compete against each other before looking at her. Whereas Annabelle felt like she would be the first out of that 4. So it's interesting to see the different takes.
Right.
I think though it's 2 different takes from 2 completely different people. Annabelle would be someone that is having those conversations with them and is a dominant part of that alliance, whereas I think Chloe is someone that's probably more likely to sit back and let those boys take control and then take each other out and not look at her. So I think for Chloe, that is a better alliance for her to be in as the only girl, whereas for Annabelle, I don't know. She can't just sit back and not be an alpha.
Yeah.
That's not who she is. Whereas I think Chloe can do that.
Yeah. I knew Brady had my back, so I honestly thought it would be Brady versus CK about going for me.
And that's the other thing. Like if she sees it as like 2 pairs, as you know, her and Brady and CK and Max, whereas Annabelle seemed to see it as the boys club plus her.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, but it's just like, but again, I know that they're 2 different people, very different takes, very different personalities, but it's just same spot, different ways to look at it, different
very
takes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Chloe's at a great position, like that I can see. Honestly, I think she's in a good position. She set herself up nicely, in an alliance that seems to be strong. And
I'm sorry, Lucas.
Sorry, Lucas' comment.
The Central Perk class. If you had to rank each yellow player as a Friends character, who would they be? Why would Max be Ross?
No,
I like Max
would not. Max would not be Ross.
Agree.
I like Max. I don't like Ross.
I feel like Max is Chandler.
100%. He is Chandler.
Max is a Chandler.
Or is he Joey? Maybe.
No, he's not.
Like he's just lovable.
He's not like, hey, he's not sleazy enough.
That's a different show.
No, Joey does. Hey.
No, he says, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
No, Chloe agrees with you.
Max is Chandler. Anyway, perfect.
I can't comment. I haven't seen Friends, so.
Because you're a child.
Well, yes.
He wasn't born.
Guys, I'm still a baby. Come on.
Max is Gunther. So does that make Annabelle Rachel?
Anyway, Ethan can't be a part of this.
Look, it's fine. You're more than welcome to talk about who you think's are Friends characters. I'll just sit here and listen.
Oh God! All right. And then you hear a slight conversation about from notes. CK, Chloe, and Brady at that point talking about who that they would want to work with them. CK wants Kate to vote with them. Doesn't want her as part of the alliance, but wants her to vote with them. And he wants to keep Dale.
Yeah, it was an interesting conversation about how all of their takes on Kate as someone who has that connection with Annabelle. You know, they were sort of weighing up, do we want to keep her around to maintain that connection, or do we want to get rid of her so that Annabelle will stay with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then we jump over to the Red Fuego. The first confessional is from Rosie, who's super relieved that Laurel has picked her and that Mara and Annabelle have remained on her tribe.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a good because she's kept her connection, so she's feeling pretty good. Maddie, can you come and refill my glass, please? Because it's empty. Thank you. Anyway, and then we get another brewing confessional from Laurel, where she now swapped from being a bottom to a power top, who is making all the decisions. She's picked a cute tribe who can walk a runway, but she's very unsure of their challenge capabilities.
Yeah, look.
It's
she
like
didn't
the
pick them
cute
for
tribe,
their challenge
right?
strength, and it shows.
Yep. I want to see a puzzle. I still think Red would lose, but I want to see a puzzle.
Well, I mean, like if you look at
it's like the main part of the challenge, not like after something. I want to see like a really complex.
Yeah. And we get it. Like it could be a hard thing to do as a challenge with maybe a big puzzle or whatever. I'm in my power top era. Laurel,
but also, like even this challenge, like it wasn't a physical strength challenge, and they still got their asses handed to them on a platter.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and also I told you this before, I was really missing an Annabelle confessional here.
Yeah.
Like she was picked last out of her tribe. She's at the bottom
Why
of
was I
that
last
floor.
one picked?
Yeah.
Like surely she had some opinions on being picked last. Like I was just missing like
say something about she sees herself as on the bottom of those four that she's now with.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
say
so we
that.
get that after the challenge. She says that. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, like that was missing here for me because it was like Julia says it after being picked. Like I have some things to say about this, and I'm like,
what do you have to say?
Where are the things that you have to say?
She probably said something.
So yeah, I was
guarantee
really missing her
she
here.
said something. Yeah.
Maybe it was just there was too much that had to bleep out, so they decided to get rid of it.
I'd still love to see it. Like, add the bleeps.
All right,
Can we have that footage, please?
Yeah, please. But like overall with the challenge.
All right, and then we go to immunity.
Sorry, Dani.
We go to immunity from here. You're right.
Yes.
Back?
Yep.
I don't like this challenge.
Okay, Jules, what didn't you like about the challenge?
It was too hard. Like
I liked
balance
it was
is hard enough. Going over a balance beam, holding a ball on something is hard, and then doing it with two people, like, no, that's too hard. And then also, as soon as they fell off one obstacle, they had to go all the way back to the start.
All the way back. I thought that was rough.
It should be once you clear an obstacle, you're done. Chloe, not for me and Kate. All right, yes, you two were good at it.
Matt said it was too long. Am I right? More episode 2 challenges, please. Matt, never say that again, okay?
Laurel says balancing downhill as well. It was downhill?
First of all,
I want a happy mixture between last week's challenge and this week's challenge. This week was too long. Last week was too short.
Freddie think it looked easier than it was. It didn't look easy.
I actually want to disagree with both of you. I wrote in my notes that I was happy with the level of difficulty with this challenge.
I like the challenge.
This is Survivor. I want to see a difficult challenge. If it's long because people aren't good, that's fine. But I want to see something that people struggle with. After the first 2 boys, I don't know who it was, completed and they got to the end, I'm like, oh, the balls don't look like they're going to fall off at all. Like, this looks shit. and then people kept struggling and struggling and struggling. I was happy to see a challenge which people struggled to complete, even the guys.
No, I agree with you.
What do you mean, even the guys?
Just all right, pipe down, feminist. Let's just relax for a second. Let's not get into boys and girls at this moment. I agree with you. I liked the challenge as a whole. I liked that it was difficult. I liked that it wasn't like over in a second. I enjoyed that. I feel like the footage itself could have been either like a little sped up, a little cut down. I feel like I watched it for too long.
Yeah, we didn't need to see every minute of the challenge.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I didn't need to see the whole thing. I feel like it would have been very amusing to put it in fast forward with some clown music. I feel like that would have been very
Just like a montage of people falling off again, and like Liz being like, "This person falls off, and this person falls off."
Yeah, I love that. I thought the challenge was great. I just didn't want to see all of it.
We didn't need to see the entire thing, no.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, that's my opinion on the challenge. I will say I was obsessed with Tash at the end of this. The way she was catching those tennis balls being thrown back to her. Both hands, like just like clean out. Yeah, like I was just like
ninja.
Super
amazing.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Obsessed.
And yet she was the last pick. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, yellow, two yellow captains. So
yeah,
that's what happens.
You guys keep children are calling. I'm back in a sec.
No worries. But overall, yeah, the challenge was an improvement. It was a big improvement. Again, I liked the difficulty, but to reiterate what Dani said, the editing of the challenge, I felt like I was there watching the entire challenge. Like it went for 20 minutes and we saw all 20 minutes. But either way, it was an improvement. So we're always going to critique, but I thought the challenge itself was good. I was happy.
Did Red get anyone to finish?
No.
Hang on. Okay, Jules, what did you have to say about Ethan's comment on that gender? Yeah, okay. So when you said even the guys, like it's a balance challenge. That's going to be something that generally speaking is going to be easier for women.
Yeah. Jules, I agree with you there. And I think Liz said the same. When I said even the guys, I didn't think about that aspect of the challenge. When I said with the guys, I'm just speaking like more generally. The guys, these guys especially are seeming to be more athletic. And I thought that they would breeze through this challenge. But when you point out that this is a balance challenge and you think back to balance challenges just in Survivor history, generally, girls are really good at it. So,
not this girl, but
I hope that clears up. I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I talk.
Yeah, that actually wasn't like a feminist rant thing I was about to go on. That was more that I don't know that was a challenge that was
you just
easier to be a man. I think that was a female advantage challenge.
Yep. No, and I agree with you.
We didn't see anyone from Red finish.
No.
So Mars just chilling there by herself
the whole time, and that's another thing. Like I think Matt said in the comments before, and same with Liz. Like some of the audio, it's windy. It's hard to implement, and we do understand that with these fan-made games, like sometimes the audio is not going to be good enough to put into the edit.
Spending tens of thousands of dollars on the best microphones of the world, but
and considering that overall the episode was enjoyable and we did really enjoy it. But it's hard when you're a fan and you watch it and as us doing the podcast, you're trying to critique it and find things that you want to see improved on. So that's just where we're coming from. But otherwise, I think it was well done. And I would like to see what people thought on the Red Tribe about, like, it's hard because no one completed the challenge. So you can't really go back to your camp and be like, this person sucked or this person sucked because everyone was in the same sinking boat at that point. So
Laurel says, if you add 3 red Fragos together, you'd have the height of 1 yellow Guy Fuego. Accurate.
Yeah. Luca, we don't need to go back to last week, Luca. Things happen. And if I'm in the wrong, like, please, like, I will always admit when I'm wrong. I have no shame in being wrong. And sometimes I will say something and it will just, Like,
but the reason we hang shit on you is because we know you didn't actually mean it.
Yeah, my intentions are always try to be good. So
I don't think you
please.
intended to call Marina old.
No, okay. I thought.
I'm assuming your question was about her being older on the
older.
tribe.
That's
but
what I was.
It came out wrong.
I swear I said that.
Yeah, no, it
you're
just
right.
sounded like you called her old.
Marina, we love you. You're not
Oh,
old.
we do.
Because
apparently this cast is a very good cast. I like everyone we're seeing some good content from. I'm well done on the casting of this season. I'm impressed.
Yeah, 100%. Whoever was on casting, you did an excellent job. No quarrels there. That's one thing that makes a Survivor season is the cast. So shit
agree.
cast, like we'd be here chatting shit about how shit the cast is, but
yeah,
it's good. So so the challenge finishes, yellow wins. I wasn't surprised. Jules, not surprised.
No.
Yeah. What happens next? I didn't actually.
So then, obviously, we go to Red Camp to see them deliberating. That's where Annabelle talks about being on the bottom of those original yellows. She's saying that she would prefer to vote out Ash, but she's not going to be pushing. She's, in a rare move for her, she's going to sit back and let the others decide.
And I think that was smart from her. You don't want to be too over dominating, especially when she has the self-awareness to understand that she is not like really tight with her other original yellow tribes, and she feels she's the fourth person. And when you're in that vulnerable position, you need to just stay calm, just talk to people, have conversations, but not be overbearing, not try to force decisions. And I think with those comments, I think she did a great job, and clearly we saw her original Red go home. So Dani,
and from her perspective, like any of those three Reds going, that's what she needs to happen. I mean, she might have preferences, but as long as it's one of them and not her or one of the other yellows, then she's gold. So for her to just sit back and let the others decide, I think that's really good for her.
Yeah. So Dani, we're just talking about how we think Annabelle did a really good job of having the self-awareness to just sort of lay low in this first vote as a new tribe.
Yeah, completely agree. I completely agree.
So do we see any other conversations happen after the challenge with
we saw her talking to, I think it was Caitlin.
Okay.
And sort of saying that, look, we're tight. We're in an alliance on the old yellow, basically telling her you don't have a chance. Don't even bother trying to swing one of us.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what you think's the best, then just say it straight how it is.
Yeah. And I think, but also, being that she feels like she is the fourth person, it's probably good for her to make them seem really solid, even if they're not. It seems they are, but even if they weren't, it's good for her to be like, no, we're together. Because if they were to cut one of their own, well, in her mind, it would be her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dani, I noticed you got a full glass again. Well done.
Thank you. I changed the nappy and I've refilled my wine.
Well done.
Thank you.
At the same time, like pouring and changing.
Yeah, I don't really remember like if there are any other conversations that we really had before we went to travel. There was a few confessionals. Don't ask me who. I don't remember.
We sort of see everyone from Original Yellow, their perspective on who they want to go. But we don't really see anything from the original Reds. I would have loved to see from their perspective, like obviously we see them vote with Yellow, like they all vote for each other. I want to know what those conversations were. Were they thinking, let's vote three strong and show that we're a united front, or why they voted with the majority?
Yeah, we hear from Ma. We hear that we hear from the Yellow tribe, like the old Yellow in this point in time. We don't really hear from the Red at all going into this. Like we hear Annabelle's point of view. We hear from Ma. We say that she really likes Josh and that she trusts Ash out of all of them. And we hear that Rosie is nervous about having an idol played and the potentially giving away who her alliance is voting for. While we're hearing all these confessionals, we're seeing this footage of Ash having a very intense conversation with John. Like they're like close up. I think it's John he's having a conversation with, and like hands are going, and it looks very intense. But we're only hearing the confessionals over the top from the like old Yellow, and I'm just like I want to hear
what was that conversation.
I want to Ash is saying at this point in time. I want to hear what the Reds are saying. Just jumping back, Chloe was just like, if you felt on the bottom, wouldn't you try to liaise with the Reds to form new alliances? Absolutely, but not when I'm going into tribal. Not when I'm going into tribal council. And I feel like if my old alliance was looking at me and wanting to reduce a flip number, and if I'm seen talking to the other guys, no, I'm going to do it after tribal council, after I've solidified my alliance that I already had. Like I may feel on the bottom of them, but I feel good with them, even if I'm the fourth. I'm still going to be the fourth on the other three. Like either way, I'm fourth. At least this is
are you better off being the fourth in a group that you're four of a tight group, or are you on the outs? And I think it's better off to be fourth in that group, because fourth can easily move to third or second or first.
Yes.
But if it's 3 Reds plus Annabelle, she's always going to be fourth.
Yes. Yes. So, either way, she's in fourth here. So I feel like yes, she's definitely going to make those inroads, and we see her talk about talking to Caitlin, talking about people that she thinks might be friends with Kate, come merge, which you guys have already covered. But at this point in time, I agree with her. Like I'm not jumping ship at this point in time, because that could mean my next on the chopping block, because I'm looking sketchy to people I'm already aligned with. I'm not moving up a number on the other side. Let me just hold true to my numbers, get to merge, get back with my people, but have still made friendships with enough people that I can then pick and choose once I've gotten to merge.
Yeah, and they've obviously told the Red guys who they're voting for, which is keeping them on side, just saying, hey, we're voting for Ash. It's not you two. We're telling you who we are, and that is who they're voting for. They haven't used it as a way to protect against an idol. So those guys will feel some sense of trust with them, albeit probably not very much, but a little bit. And then, so when they go to merge, if they're still around, then there is a connection there. There's I think Annabelle's keeping her options open, which is very good gameplay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Tribal.
And then we go to tribal.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting dialogue between John and Liz. Liz is just like, what do you reckon? And John's basically like, I like you, but I don't want to see you again. Hilariously pretty much here that John is sick of tribal council, which is, I mean, when you've been there 3 times in a row, that's very
pre-merge, you don't want to be there.
No, especially not the first 3 tribals of the whole thing. That's just ridiculous.
Are we going to end up with a John or a Caitlin going to every single tribal, doing like a Denise?
I could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great pitch at the end, going to tribal. So
yeah, I've been to every single tribal council when I was not targeted or not. I survived them all. That's a pretty great pitch.
Absolutely.
But I still want to see Yellow go to tribal, because I want to see the fight over the rock. So
I would love to see.
I really want to see that.
I just want to see what happens, because vibes, at least within it was meant sort of clear who and who we thought was in the minority, but now it's switched up a little. Yes, there's more original Yellow, but you never know what's going to happen, especially with players like CK on Yellow Tribe. I would like to see this Yellow Tribe go to tribal, and I'm sure Red will go home, but something interesting could happen.
Unless Tash can get her hands on that idol and knows who they're voting for.
Come on, Tash. We believe.
But we're here. We are a Red tribal. As much as we want to see a Yellow tribal, we are a Red tribal. Unfortunately,
I was yelling at my screen for John to pick up that rock. He'd been told about it. He didn't believe it, but I was like, come on, just do it anyway. And then when they asked for an idol, and he's just like, there was a longer pause when Liz asked for an idol. And I was like, oh, maybe.
No. We see Annabelle cements that the Yellow Tribal are together, and then it will be an OG Red going home. Rosie is relying on her intuition, which before she said she didn't have, and her vibes in order to make decisions about who she wants to work with.
And we got the episode title from Rosie.
Yes.
Yep. Good job, Rosie.
And that Caitlin thinks that everybody is fabulous.
Which they are.
Yep. Yeah, it's the fab tribe. I mean, it's not a winning tribe, but at least if you're gonna go down, you might as well go down looking good. So
yeah,
I'm here for it.
And then we see at the voting booth, Rosie rummaging through the plant,
looking everywhere,
looking for something for advantages, idols, or anything, which is always fun to see. And the Rel questioning her decision about picking, the great people for her tribe instead of actual challenge threats.
Yeah. And
I mean, ultimately, she is going to be safe. So who cares if you're losing challenges? Unless they go to so many tribals that they run out of reds and it's like, oh shit, now we have to.
Which could happen.
Yeah, which is likely.
Yeah. Yep, we'll be here next week. Red loses again, and red loses again.
So they'll be like, okay, maybe we need to throw another tribe swap in just to again.
Maybe we merge at like 13. It's just good.
I mean, we could be merging next week. Who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, it'd be interesting.
All right.
So Ash gets voted out.
Yes, poor Ash. His name came up every tribal council, so to take 3 tribal councils to finally get him,
At the start of the
episode, he was thrilled that he was still there, so it seemed like he had a good attitude.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Like foreshadowing his boot. He was just like, "I'm still here. Like, how good's this?"
Yeah, look, it went through the ringer. Like 3 tribal councils, but a tribe swap in there as well. He played the game. So even though he got voted out third, there was a lot going on, and
but there's a special place in my heart for anyone who gets voted out third.
Oh, there is. Jules is there.
It's because she was voted out third in her
trial. That was my trial. That's where Annabelle voted me out.
Oh shit! Like this Annabelle?
Yeah, there's Annabelle.
Oh shit! Nice, good job, Annabelle. Don't blame you. I think Jules is a big threat. I'd be voting her out first. No, just joking. Just joke.
If I ever see you in LRG.
If you're getting voted out
third,
we're
all on All Stars. Let's have a look.
Anyway, is Ash here? Should we get him in?
I haven't seen.
Do we have anything? Do we have anything more to?
Ash is not here yet.
Okay, Ash is not here yet, so it's fine.
Let me just go through my notes, see if there's anything that I haven't.
Or what's people saying? Anyone want to add to the conversation? Lucas said, "Ash, I love you."
There's a lot of love for Ash.
Yeah,
I think that's why we have a fair few people here. They're here for Ash. Let me just message him and tell him to.
Laurel believes in Tashus Christ.
Tashus Christ. Get on. Chloe's ready to hear from Ash. So am I.
Says, "Let me play Beyonce. Ash will come."
Brady said, "I never got a friend's character." What would Brady's friend's character be, Jules?
I don't know.
I feel like it'd be Ash's Gunther.
Ash's Gunther?
Yeah. Okay. Like his interesting.
The question was about Brady. What's Brady?
Oh, Brady. Sorry, Brady.
Brady, yeah.
Brady is David.
Oh.
Brady is Mike. Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Shut up, Ethan.
Didn't Chloe say she was Phoebe? So that works.
Oh yeah.
Just an emotional wreck. Thanks for letting us know, Chloe.
I look forward to seeing emotional wreck. So, as a person who is an emotional wreck in my LRGs, I look forward to hopefully seeing some emotional wreck moving forward. Oh, which cast member is Marcel?
The kangaroos.
The kangaroos. So, Marcel is a monkey in the show.
Oh, That's a bit.
Ross
It's
has
Ross's-
a pet monkey.
Ross's
Matt's
pet
trying to get us to throw someone under the bus. Rude, Matt. Matt, it's you.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm just waiting on Ash. Oh.
Yeah, Matty P's asking his Marcel. He's a monkey. We just said that.
Yeah, you're not listening. Come on.
All right, who's Monica then?
Monica.
Maybe Annabelle, a little bit of a control freak.
I agree.
What do you think the outcome will be of Rosie's Kangaroo Alliance?
Who's in the kangaroo?
What did I miss? Who's the Kangaroo Alliance?
Yeah, I didn't write that bit down. CK or Annabelle.
Oh, that's it. Rosie.
Yeah.
Rosie at the beginning was talking about the Kangaroo Alliance after she was talking about Ma wanting to be seen as a little comment there at the beginning of the episode. But she didn't specify who was in the Kangaroo Alliance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's CMAP. We don't know. Same question.
The man, the myth, the legend. Here he is.
Yes. What's up?
Good evening.
Hey, welcome.
Happy to have you here, but sorry it's so early.
Yeah.
Okay, that was shade, but okay.
No, I'm glad to be talking to you. I just wanted to be talking to you in a couple of weeks.
I'm glad it's Jules, not me.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jules. Got something to say for yourself?
No, I'm off.
No. Ash, yeah, we are really glad to be talking to you and have the opportunity to hear from your perspective as we have with the other two past boots. We might as well just start and get right into some questions because Jules and Dani and myself are very opinionated, but we'd also like to hear about your opinions. So a very broad question to start off with, but did you have any expectations going into the game? You know, are you a big Survivor fan? Did that help you in any way?
So I'd started kind of getting into Survivor a couple of years before I actually played. I enjoyed watching. I never thought I would actually be playing. But I didn't really know what to expect going in because I actually didn't know who was playing. I didn't know any of the other players before actually going into it till I actually saw like the person I knew when I was there. So yeah,
Which is Laurel, right?
Yeah, everyone knows Laurel. Yeah, basically. But I only met her through like parties and stuff, and most of I didn't even know she remembered me because most of the time she was drunk every time I met her. So yeah. So yeah, I couldn't really say I had like big expectations because I knew it was going to be like 2.5 days in a way. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm not sure how this will go with such a big time constraint. So yeah, I still had fun. So yeah.
Yeah, we're awesome. We're really glad to hear that.
Yeah,
Jules, do you have a question?
So I want to hear more about the dynamics on the original Red Fuego. We saw you have a close bond with Marina. Who else did you feel like you were close with?
Honestly, probably Marina, and person I talked to the most, apart from Marina, was probably Caitlin. On the tribe. And the people I didn't really get to talk to as much was probably Dale and Scott. I'm not sure why there was this rivalry between me and Dale. We still are trying to figure that out. But yeah, in the game we never actually got to like get to know each other or talk as much. Not that I had anything like really against him, but yeah, I would say it was Marina and Caitlin. In terms of like the social bond and people, yeah, I'll talk to the most on the tribe. But I got along, I would think, with almost everyone. So
Yeah, we can see from the chat. There's a lot of love for you, especially with all the cast and crew.
Yeah.
And I mean, and they surrounded you in the first vote. They were the majority of them were very keen to protect you, to not let you be the first one out. For whatever reasons they were, you know, there was those little, like, you'd cemented yourself socially quite well from the get-go, which is credit to you.
Yeah. Because I guess that was my big strength going in terms of actually having that like social connection with people in the tribe, because it does help. Because if people know you, they want to actually keep you around. If they don't know you, it's easy to just be like, well, I actually don't know you. I don't really care what happens to you, kind of thing. So yeah, I did
Completely
have those
agree.
kind of, yeah, I did have those social traction with people.
Well, you
So,
did, yeah. You did say in your intro video that you were nice to people who would be nice to you. That was something you said. Nice people who were nice to you, but if they cut you, you'd cut them right back.
Hence why Scott went. Yeah. Facts. You have to tell the truth.
No, please, we're here. We're here for it. We love it.
Podcast.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it is true. Like, especially in the first votes, I think the people I was thinking of actually getting out at that point was either, I guess the first person was Dale. Then
Fucking Dale.
when fucking Dale. Today. But then kind of when I heard like Scott was coming for me, then you obviously have to retaliate. You have to defend yourself. And then you hope for the best. Then it was in my favor at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ash, even though you know, you were third boot, you got to play, like, you got to experience a lot of what the game had to offer. There were a lot of twists. I mean, you got tribe fucked. You got tribe swap fucked, in my opinion. So what are your thoughts on the tribe swap? And, you know, Jules and Dani and myself were talking about how two yellow players got to be captains and then choose who they would like to be on their tribe. Not even, generally speaking, you'd have to choose someone first from the opposite tribe. But this one, they didn't have to do that. What are your thoughts on that tribe swap?
Honestly, I thought it was, in my opinion, I thought it was somewhat unfair. You know, if it was more balanced in terms of like, you know, one red, one yellow, and you have to pick someone at least from the other tribe, then it makes it more balanced. But from that swap, you can kind of already kind of tell where the alliances are in the yellow tribe in a way.
Yes.
Where they kind of like,
that's true.
oh, we're
That's
going
true,
together. We are, you know, we're friends. And then the rest are kind of like, oh, you go with them. So it didn't really make much sense to me at the time. I was kind of like, oh, okay. I don't really see how this is going to work. And yeah, kind of from that swap, it could kind of tell like we're already at a disadvantage, because it's like, oh, there's 4 yellow and 3 red. And then it's kind of like, okay, hopefully we win the next challenge or else we're fucked. So yeah. But yeah, the swap itself, I would have hoped it would have worked out differently, or they would have done it differently at the time to make it more fair, I guess.
Yeah.
We all agree. We all agree with you. We've ranted about it already. We completely agree.
Yeah. Because I don't know, it just, yeah, I'm not sure what the reasoning was. I honestly don't. That's production's, I guess, thing to answer.
Yeah, at that point in the game, were you hoping for a swap? Did you have any thoughts into what might happen within the game? Like, you know, you've just been a tribal twice. Did you think you were going to go again for a third time? You were clearly very relieved at the start of the episode to make it through 2 fairly tough tribals, especially for you because your name was thrown out there. And as Dani said, you know, credit to you for having a good enough social game to get through those votes. What were your like emotions? Because you were, you know, you'd lose a challenge, then you'd go to tribal, but you'd survive. So it'd be really awesome to survive, but then you'd lose again, and then you go to tribal. So what was that like, having such a roller coaster of a game in such a short amount of time?
Honestly, it's demoralizing to constantly lose challenge after challenge. And you know, with Survivor, you have limited food, so you're hungry, you're tired, you're losing, you're basically just stressed because you don't know who's going to go next time. So it's you're literally just on edge the entire time, and you're trying to keep it together. So you're like, oh, at this point, I really need alcohol or something because, yeah, it's a lot that's coming at you. So it really messes with you mentally, I would say.
Yes.
Just constantly being on edge, and then
Yes.
always losing a challenge. You kind of like, really, again. You just really just lose the momentum after a while. You're just like, oh, what's the point of trying at some point?
Yeah.
So,
Just back up again. That's a lot.
yeah. So the constant failure and failure, you know, you'd have wanted to at least win one.
Yes,
Maybe
of course.
two, but losing three in a row, you're kind of like, oh, bro, really? Again?
You won that first fire making challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that
You got
counts.
one win.
Started off.
Yeah, I guess that counts. Yeah. There was going to be
So
a
then,
vote.
when you
Yeah.
got to that swap,
Well, I do
um,
want to.
Yeah.
go, Dani.
No, you go.
Okay. No, when you got to the swap, were you trying to make? I mean, I'm assuming you were trying to make inroads with the yellow tribe members. Was there anyone you felt like you were maybe getting in with?
So after the swap, the issue was time. We honestly didn't have a lot of time. It was kind of like the swap happens, you kind of go back, and then before you know it, you have to go to another challenge. So literally, maybe whilst walking back to camp and maybe walking to the challenge, you're trying to just like talk to someone or talk to people, but you don't really have, you know, a deep enough conversation with someone to be like, oh, okay, this is someone who's on my side. But I did get to talk to like Mar, and that's something I wish we could have explored more in terms of like actually maybe starting some form of an alliance, but there wasn't enough time really, because kind of the swap happens, you go back, and as you know, like as soon as you go back, you have to get ready for another challenge. And so, yeah, I think that was the main thing I would say was an issue, was time.
Yes.
Because these people are already coming in kind of saying we're an alliance of 4 already.
Yeah.
So you don't have enough time to kind of like see where the cracks are, you know, form something outside of that. So it was very hard to talk to like each person. So yeah, I would say maybe Mar I got to talk to a bit more, and Laurel, well back then Josh, but Laurel. But yeah, with Laurel, it didn't really seem like it was going to go anywhere at the time.
Yeah.
Because Laurel was very honest, maybe too honest. Because yeah, Laurel basically was like, so I'm not leaving my alliance. One of you 3 will probably go. That's it. I'm kind of like, oh, cool.
Did you find any comfort in that at all, or was it just more discomfort knowing that there was almost no way to find a crack?
It was a bit of both. So there was discomfort knowing that out of the three of us, someone is going, definitely.
Yeah.
And then I guess comfort knowing it wasn't going to be a blindside for any one of us, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of really, we were just really fucked at that point. After we lost the third challenge, we kind of knew this is it.
Yeah. Did you go? What were your conversations? Sorry, go, Dani.
No, as I was like, we see you say at the end that you were told it was you. Who was the one who said, like, how did you find that out? How did that come about? What was that conversation like?
So it was with Laurel, because I believe, honestly, when I went back to when we went back to camp after the third challenge, I only managed to talk to Laurel. I'm not sure why Annabelle thinks she talked to me, but I don't remember actually having a conversation with Annabelle. I talked to Laurel, and the thing was this whole time constraint. So I have these very few minutes. I'm trying to talk to Laurel, and Laurel is basically like, I don't know, I've talked to someone else and we've discussed this, and out of the three, we'll probably go for you because you're at the bottom of these three already. And then before you know it, you're being pulled aside to go do a confessional, and you're kind of like, I don't really have time for this. And then coming to the confessional, it's like, oh, you need to go straight to tribal. So it was like literally only Laurel. I think Laurel from the yellow, and then Caitlin from the original red. I didn't even manage to talk to John. So yeah, at that point it was kind of like, okay, I guess I'm honestly going at this point. So yeah.
So what made you vote for John at that point? Because you voted for John, right?
Yeah. So I thought, okay, I've been told it's me, but what are the chances it's only, going to be me at this point? So because I knew these, so I already knew probably John because I saw him talking to people like Annabelle and Rosie. So I kind of knew, okay, this guy is probably going to flip on me. But there is always, you always hope there's hope that it might not be you. So I was like, okay, definitely one of the three of us is going. I think Caitlin is close to them and closer to Laurel at that point. That's what I thought. So I was like, okay, if it's not me, it might be John. So to just make the votes kind of, if John is going to also be there, I would want
if they split or something.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
And did the three of you consider, banding together and saying we're a group, trying to convince that one of them to flip, or was it obvious that John and Caitlin were going to flip on you?
So I only managed to talk to Caitlin, but at that point, the thing is, from the very beginning, I kind of knew John, knew what he was doing. So at that point, especially, when you see someone who's basically in your alliance, as soon as you get to camp, is talking to the opposite alliance, you're kind of like, oh, okay, this guy is definitely going to flip on us or something. Something's happening. And he didn't really come and talk to me at all. So I knew at that point that, yeah, John is going to flip. And I never managed to talk to him, and he never came to me. So, yeah. So it was really, really stressful, high intense stress. So, yeah.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Because physically you haven't eaten. I think we hadn't really eaten since morning. And
hunger is real.
So you're hungry. It's a lot happening all in one go. So it's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And from the 3 episodes that we've seen, for some reason, it seems to be sunny and then pouring down with rain and then sunny and then rainy again. What was that like? You had to camp overnight with...
Ethan, that's called Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yes, but you're outside in the elements playing Survivor. You had to camp overnight with people that you've only just met before going to a tribal council or even a challenge. What was the physical what was what was that part of the game like for you? Having to endure all the weather and stuff like that?
So living in Melbourne, you're kind of used to the weather being like that, but it's not every day it's like that, and you're camping outside. So luckily, I think that night, the first night, it never rained, so I slept great. I heard everyone else didn't. Because
apparently you were snoring or.
Hey, that's their problem. I don't I'm okay. That's their problem. I slept okay. I'm fine.
Respect.
Yeah, I had I don't know, probably 8 hours of sleep. I was good. that I don't know. They couldn't sleep through that now. But yeah, I think during the day it's kind of, especially when it's raining, it's kind of like, oh, it's raining, it's cold, but somehow you're supposed to keep positive and just oh, we've got this team. And it's it was difficult for me because I don't do that stuff often. I'm not going camping whilst it's raining. So yeah. So it's it's pretty difficult. And you literally, as you said, you're doing it with people you've literally just met.
Yep.
And trying to get to know, but also knowing that, or they'll try to get you out and you need to try to get them out. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. Kind of like, hey, fake friends. So yeah.
Hey, fake friends.
I'm going to regret this, I know, but
No!
No, I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. So good.
Lucas says that they were pretty far away from you, like I'm summarizing, and they could still hear your snoring.
Okay, nah. No, I need to talk to this guy after this. No, I don't think it was just me though. But hey, I might be wrong. But look, I slept like a baby. That's all that matters to me. I was okay.
You slept good. You must talk about anyone else.
Yeah.
If they had a problem with your snoring, they should have just kicked you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they should have done something. They didn't need to be there. They could go somewhere else.
Leave the game.
Look, you've done enough socially that your snoring didn't earn you a first boot. So let's say something.
Actually, that's so true. Yeah, very true. What's on that one?
Now, I've been nice. I'm going to throw a little shade your way.
Mm-hmm.
In your confessional, your pre-game confessional, you said, I quote, "I generally can't think of anything I'm bad at."
I love that.
Now, after watching that challenge back, can you say that same thing?
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't think balance is not your forte, Ash.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm trying to actually think about this. Okay. I realized at that point balance was not the best thing for me, especially going first. Because yeah, maybe if I went second or third, maybe. But balance was just not working. That challenge was not working. I even took off my shoes. It was still not working. It was just, I felt so bad, but I was just like,
no, that challenge was too hard.
Yeah. And it's a lot when you see oh, the second team is already going through and you're like, oh, cool. Yeah, guys, this is it. No, but balance, it was.
But the best strategy for a balance beam is to run across, but you can't do that when there's two of you balancing a ball.
Plus, also that thing was slippery, so it was a lot. I took off my shoes, even my feet couldn't grip onto it. It wasn't working. We tried to switch, okay, Caitlin, you go first. It just wasn't working.
Oh yeah, Liz has
like
been
our
shady
team was
too.
just
I don't
cursed,
know. Yellow managed all right.
And yeah, Vince is talking about in the trial that we did, we had that exact balance beam. I just ran across it, so I was on it for a second.
Good job,
skill.
Jules. Was that the one you got voted out, or?
Yes, that was the challenge that I got voted out in. Thank you. Thanks, Vince, for bringing that up. That's not about me.
Oh, it was a difficult challenge. I mean, it did look really hard. So Dani's cracking up laughing.
She's dying.
She's having a great time. You good, Dani?
I think we've lost her connection a little bit.
Yeah.
She's frozen. And she's gone, okay.
Oh.
So she just threw a shade and then was like, bye. What sort of challenge would you have been really good at, do you think?
You know what? Okay. From the first challenge we did, where me and Marino are trying to do the puzzle thing, we're actually going all right. But I don't know what happened, because Yellow actually was like far ahead. And then, thanks to fucking Dale, and then when we got all the pieces, we're actually like on point, but I don't know, the thing just fell apart, and then the whole thing fell apart. So I think things like that, like puzzle kind of things, I'll be better
Scott told
at.
us that you weren't good at it. That's why he was targeting you.
Who's this?
Scott said the reason he was targeting you was that he felt like in the puzzle, Marina was doing all the work and you were kind of just standing there.
Mm-hmm. And why couldn't? Okay. Anyway.
I mean, the reason he was telling us that is because he was voted out first. So,
Look, it's all spite. Bitterness hurts.
Dani, are you okay? Dani's just chuckling to herself.
And then she's freezing.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
she's enjoying this. It's hilarious. I'm good.
What's happening?
So,
Ash's facial expressions are killing my life. Oh.
So, Ash, if you were to play again, and this is a question that I think I might have asked everyone now, and I will continue to do so. If you were to play again, first of all, would you? And second of all, what would you do differently?
Okay, if I play it again, I'll be chaotic. Knowing what I know now, and also like the people I'm now friends with, I think, honestly, we wouldn't. I would probably align myself with people who just are there just being chaotic and just be crazy. Because at some point, it's like, you know what, just go for it. Don't overthink stuff too much. Just like go for it and just try and see what happens. Obviously don't be too stupid and go first. But yeah, just kind of like have more fun and just like let it go and just have fun. Just do what you can. Lie more. Yeah.
So if Liz came to you and said, Ash, we'd like you to play again, would you say yes?
It would have to be, at this point, probably with people I don't know. I think that would make more sense, I think, to play with people I don't, which is hard in like the Melbourne survival community, but it would be like, with people I don't know. Just to, spice things up a bit, because these people don't know me, I don't know them. I won't feel bad. I'll cut you and not care. Sleep well at night. Yeah.
I mean, who cares if you know them? It's a game. Cut them anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll probably take out Dale first.
Yeah.
Honestly. No, I would. Dale. Second, probably Laurel. Yeah. They know. They know. I would take them out straight up.
Lucas says, tell us about your confessional shop. Your exit confessional.
Yeah, your exit confessional. You were wearing different clothes.
Right.
Okay, this. I'm not sure how much I can say, but probably at this point people know. So that was not shot on the actual day.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I had to wake up early to do that, but yeah, I was just not happy. I was hungover. I was tired. You kind of just
Liz is asking,
yeah.
when was it shot?
Ask Liz. That's all I'll say. Ask Liz.
Was it filmed like last week or something?
Ask Liz. Is Liz in the comments? Liz, answer.
Yeah.
10 a.m. She's saying 10 a.m.
Yep, 10 a.m. the day it was airing.
Is that the reason that it didn't drop until 2:45?
Yep.
I love it.
Oh my god!
So did you
Wow.
shoot
my
one
God.
day and something happened to it, or was it shit we forgot to film it?
Oh no, they filmed it. Then some odd years later, they figured they didn't have it.
Wow.
I don't know where it went.
Wow.
And that day I'd gotten home
Mystery of the
at
missing
4 a.m.
footage.
Sorry?
The mystery of the missing footage. Is that the same?
Yeah.
Was that why there's no footage of anyone actually having conversations? It got lost in that same thing.
These are too deep. I don't know.
We ask hard-hitting questions. There you go. Liz is saying no, it was wind.
I can only comment about the missing footage of me. And that was shot the morning of. So yeah, at 10 a.m. Yeah.
I'd be pissed. I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, especially when you get home at 3 a.m. Yeah.
Should have stayed up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, especially trying to recall things that happened, what, at that point, 2 years
ago.
Yeah.
Well, not even just recalling things that happened, trying to remember what you said. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, 2 years is a long time to play a game and then see it back edited on YouTube. Are you happy? Are you glad to see yourself? Like, obviously all these conversations and you're seeing all these confessionals from the perspective of I guess the camera. Is that enjoyable to see yourself on film in this game?
I think seeing myself is very cringe. But I'm enjoying seeing what other people had to say. I'll be messaging a few people after this.
Yep.
Probably I'm friending a few. But yeah, it is. But honestly, it is just, yeah, it's funny. It's interesting to just see what was happening, because you only obviously know what's happening around you with people talking directly at you.
Yep.
And even after you finish filming, no one tells you exactly what they were saying in their confessionals about you, etc. So it's interesting to see the perspectives of you from them 2 years ago, what they were thinking about you, especially in the game as it's happening. So that's interesting. I'm enjoying that part.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there anyone that you've been surprised by, even in your tribe or potentially the other tribe, that this sort of taken you by surprise with what they've been saying?
Oh, what they've been saying. Probably mainly like in my episode. The only thing that surprised me, unless I honestly got amnesia and forgot, is I never actually spoke to Annabelle. That part was kind of like, oh, okay. I don't remember saying anything, but sure.
Yeah. Dani, you also left the main chat. Dale says.
Dale, shut up. No, that bitch. No, we will. Dale. No, that's not even tea. That's like from what, a
Main,
year ago.
main chats can be a lot though. Like when people are chatting and it's popping off and you're getting all the notifications, it can be a lot.
Yes.
Like I can understand. I can understand it. Like I mean, I don't know the
Or when
context
you
of you
mute
leaving
the
your
group
group.
and then, or when you mute the group and then when you go check, there's like 149 messages and you're like, what?
Yeah,
And that's in
What
an
is
hour.
happening? Yeah,
yeah,
and you're like,
exactly.
what is
It's a lot.
happening? Like,
Yeah, fuck
it's,
that.
yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, now I just use people in the group to tell me what's happening that's interesting.
Okay.
That works for me. That works really well for me.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Especially at the point when I wasn't sure if my season would air. So yeah.
Yes, I've also heard about, the potential your season that was filmed and completed and potentially not make it to our screens, but we're here and we're all thankful that we're here.
Yeah.
Especially I'm sure Liz and the cast and everyone involved. So far it's given myself, Jules and Dani the opportunity to do this podcast and talk to wonderful people like you, Ash, and we're loving it. So yeah, we're glad to have it here, even if it has been 2 years. We're glad it's here.
Yeah, we're glad it's there.
Yeah.
I'll just, because I can't really say too much about what happens there, but yeah, people just keep watching. It's interesting.
I want to keep watching. That's the thing. Like it's as much shade as we throw. It's like that we're here for. We're here to give our opinions. We think. I'm enjoying it. I think this. Am I frozen?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Cutting it out.
Am I back? Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and she's
okay.
I'm back. Okay.
Need to upgrade her internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're glad it's here and we're enjoying it.
Yeah.
So
That's good fun. I'm glad people are actually enjoying it and watching. It's great.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Ash, is there anything
better?
I love that. Is there anything that you want to talk about that might not have been in the edit, or do you have any questions for us or anything like that?
Scorpio Cancer Aquarius. Scorpio and other stuff. Okay.
Narelle asked us to put our signs in, but I don't know about what my rising and other stuff. I'm just Scorpio.
My rising.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is cutting out. But yeah, Ash, was there anything that we didn't get to see that maybe sticks out to you?
I think, and I would say it's not necessarily only in my episode, even like in previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think just seeing all the conversations that happened before people went to tribal, I think would help you guys and other people watching know what happened to actually reach a vote sometimes, because I think at some point it does look like it's random. Like, oh, you just see one person talking in a confessional, and then it just looks like somehow they managed to convince everyone to go for this person. So I would say being able to see all the kind of, especially the conversations that happened just before tribal. I know there weren't that many because of the time factor, but to kind of make the vote make more sense for people, so that they know more about why people went for this person and why that person didn't vote for that person, etc. I think that would help viewers, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Laurel just asked a question. She said, Ash, who do you wish you could align with the whole cast?
Who do you wish you could align with from the whole cast?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Oh, I would say, so probably looking back, probably someone like it would be an epic alliance actually, like me, Laurel, Mar. I think from episode 3 that would have been, and Rosie. That would have been an interesting alliance, actually.
Don't know how
Red
anyone would
Rock
get a
is too
word
bad.
in, but yeah, that'd be a great alliance.
It'd be an interesting alliance. I think because it would have balance. Because Mar and Rosie are more reasonable. Then you have me and Laurel. So it'll be like, oh,
Chaos.
okay, you guys are being too crazy. Chill.
They have to like
So I
rein
think-
you back in.
Yeah, they're like, okay, that's a bit much. Come on, chill. I would say, yeah, that one. I actually thought about that one till now. Yeah, probably that would be
Yeah.
the lines I'd probably go with.
Yep.
I don't know. For you guys watching episode 3, is there something that you would say didn't make sense? I guess
The
from
tribe
your
swap
perspective?
in general. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's unfortunate because like we only get like however much we see in the episode, and as Liz said, some of the audio wasn't very good because it was windy, so it's hard for us to know how your tribe came to the conclusion of voting you out. Obviously you've talked about it, and we know now, but from our perspective and maybe other viewers just casually watching along, you only get to see what's presented in the episodes. So the tribe swap didn't make a lot of sense in the way that it was done, as even with the fake challenge and just you being voted out. We weren't sure who was going to be voted out until Liz read the votes. So yeah.
yeah. No, that's fair. I think the tribe swap in general, that was a bit like how.
Bullshit.
Yeah, literally. It just
So I'm not holding back on that. I ranted hardcore about it. I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, no, it just yeah. You can imagine with us, like in real time, you're kind of like, wait, what the hell is happening? It doesn't.
Did you have anything to hide in the bag check?
Wait, did it? Oh. What is she talking
No
about?
condoms?
The alcohol we had? No, but okay. No, wait, hold up. I messed at you right now. No, but no. No.
You brought alcohol?
No, not actually not, but I think I left it in her bag though. No, the thing is, we got there. I had stuff, she had stuff. I kind of was like, hey, I'm not going in with stuff. So I think I left it in her bag. It was just like, hey, if anyone's going down, it's you, bye.
So you put alcohol in the Roll's bag?
Well, there was really alcohol in it as well. So it wasn't like, yeah. I'm assuming that's what she means. I didn't have anything else. I didn't have like what Scott had. Don't worry.
Yeah, Scott had a whole roll of condoms.
I don't think anyone will beat that.
Something.
I have a lot of questions about that, but yeah. So very
well,
confused.
we answered some of it, so we did ask him and confront him, so he talked about it.
Didn't really trust the answers, but yeah.
Oh man, Jules, do you have anything else to add? I'm not sure what's happening with Dani.
No, I think Ash have answered everything. Yeah, I think everyone had a great time watching you play.
Yeah.
I would love to see you again on the LRG screen.
Yeah,
I would totally align with you because I love chaos.
Oh yes, perfect.
Yep.
Look at me pre-gaming for a game that hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
You
soon.
would
always be pre-gaming.
Yeah, soon. People
I'm here
should
for
watch.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Dani say, finish without me.
Exactly. Oh,
yeah, she's having internet issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ash, before we leave you, is there anything else that you want to add? Any final messages to anyone or crew, cast? Anything that you want to say?
Oh, probably the only thing I would say, which I haven't said to people in their faces, is just like, especially for people watching, it's just like, people should keep watching. It is a lot of fun. We have, big personalities. We have people like CK still there, Annabelle, everyone there was there, to have fun and were all filmed, just playing a game. And for people to keep watching, it gets better and better as the episodes keep coming. And yeah, I think people should keep watching. Also apply for the next one. So yeah.
Wonderful. Well, it was honestly so great to talk to you. Thank you so much for coming and giving us your time. Hopefully, I know Jules is in Melbourne, but hopefully when I come down to Melbourne, hopefully for the finale, I'll meet you in person and we'll have more conversations there. But it was honestly so lovely to get to talk to you and hear your perspective. So we are sad to see you go. But we're also glad to see you play the game to the extent that you did. So thank you very much. And yeah, we hope you have a good rest of your evening and we'll hear from you again soon.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks,
guys.
Ash.
See ya.
Bye. All right, Jules, just you and me now. We don't need that Dani person. We're running the show now, Dani.
Yeah, look, we need to upgrade her internet or her computer, whatever it is that she's having issues with. Needs to be upgraded. I thought Melbourne had shit internet, but apparently Sydney's worse.
Well, look, my internet's great, so it's just Dani, but she has kids, so that's.
I don't think you can blame the kids.
I'm blaming the kids. She's got to put her money elsewhere, Jules.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Fair.
Yeah. But yeah,
no, I think we've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I'm really excited to see what happens next. I said, I'm keen for New Yellow to go to tribal just to see.
Yes, please.
Throw
a challenge. Throw a
challenge. Yes, CK wants to throw a challenge.
If not, I can definitely see another red going home from the red tribe, and we'll be back here. Rinse and repeating the same sort of thing.
Oh my God, how good would it be if we see CK throw a challenge and then get idled out? Oh my God, I would be here for that. Even though he's my winner pick, I would be here for it.
Absolutely. Anything involved with CK, we haven't really seen much of the Yellow Tribe, so hopefully a bit more of something. But if not,
I love watching people throw a challenge and have it backfire.
Yeah, and it always backfires, I swear to God.
Yeah. So give me Drew Samuel Del Sawyer every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I think that's all from Jules, myself, and Dani. I just want to, I think I speak on behalf of all three of us. We really appreciate all of you listening and giving your opinions and allowing us to have a platform where we can talk to the people who have voted out and give you our opinions on the episode. We're all very opinionated, and personally, I like to hear myself speak. So thank you for giving myself the platform to do so.
No, I love how interactive this is. This is great.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I couldn't ask for a better community. It's great, and hopefully it builds with as Melbourne Survivor continues to move forward. We all three of us love the messages that you send us after the podcast and during the week. So please feel free to, I think it's okay to say on behalf of all three of us, to contact us, send us a message on Messenger or whatever else. We want to talk to you. We don't want to know what happens, but we love hearing from all of you. So, yeah, I think everyone's doing a great job so far, and we can't wait to continue this moving forward. So that's it. Wonderful. All right.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. We will be back on Tuesday next week. This was just a one-off Monday night. Yeah.
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing you all then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.